FFA.
Ohio State University, really.
First thing that comes to mind is probably schooling, and it's educating the public about agriculture. And I know it's becoming more prominent within the recent years that we need to be educating the public about agriculture because more people are becoming a little unaware of it, and therefore they kind of question its practices.
Responsibilities.
I think of people learning to be engaged in agriculture, something beyond just growing up and on the farm, but going back to learn more so they can be as productive as possible as producers, or go in to be an egg scientist or veterinarians or any of the other many careers.
State University.
Farmers.
Agricultural education. I mean, that when I think of that, I pretty much think of my life, because if there's one thing that's impacted me and made me who I am, it's agricultural education, whether from my instructors or because it's what I want to do with my future.
FFA.
The FFA is a national organization that basically promotes agricultural education, and it's an intercurricular part of the curriculum. So what we do in the FFA enhances your learning in the classroom.
Well, it was originally called the Future Farmers of America, but now they focus not just on future farmers, but also building leadership skills and qualities within young students, which is based upon agriculture, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's what it focuses on. But it does give students a really well-rounded perspective on what agriculture is and what else there is other than just working out in the fields, and how they can get involved and, develop public speaking or job interview skills, and so much more than just working on the farm.
The FFA is a part of agricultural education, and it's a student-led organization where members can really take what they've learned in the classroom and really put that into activities and leadership positions so they can become leaders within the industry.
An FFA member has so many opportunities in the FFA, whether it's going to camps, which will totally change a person's life. I mean, camp made me who I am. Going to camp, leadership opportunities. Like I say, the FFA is the largest youth leadership organization in the world. 500,000 members nationwide. They don't do that for nothing. The leadership aspect that you get from it. Self-discovery too. I mean, FFA really it'll really help you discover who you are.
Opportunities in the FFA, they almost seem like they're endless. I think not one member can do everything that the FFA offers because there's so many different opportunities. You can be a leader, hold a chapter office, state office. They have career development events where you can learn particular skills related to an agricultural process, or skills that might aid you in your future career. You have an SAE, so you kind of get hands-on experience in the field, and just many other opportunities, little things here and there that you can take and become a part of.
FFA members can participate in all sorts of contests. We call them CDEs, career development events. They can hold an SAE, which is basically like a project. They can, have animals that they take to the fair, or grow a small garden, whichever suits their lifestyle. And then they can also participate in leadership development type things like conferences, camps, and some other fun chapter activities. I know there's chapters that do like mud volleyball tournaments and just other fun events that members can do.
Well, there are a bunch of contests that they can compete in, whether it's soil judging or ag sales or parliamentary procedure, or I've actually began organizing and producing my own market beef cattle, and so I now have a herd of about 7, and without supervised agricultural experiences I wouldn't have that, and I'm actually looking into jobs now because of those experiences.
With being a state officer, we've got myself and 14 other individuals on the officer team. Pretty much what we do is we go all across the state facilitating leadership, team building, self-discovery type events for the FFA members. That's something we're all passionate about, and we carry that passion over to the members of the association. The thing with being a state officer that's really helped me discover who I am, doing the chapter visits, going on the tour of Ohio during FFA week, and really figuring out who I am. I was able to meet probably 500 FFA members during FFA week, and it was just awesome. I mean, and each person brings something different to the team, whether it's our officer team or whether it's the Ohio FFA.
Definitely just being able to go on trips and different things in which my own personal chapter has offered. And I know without my own chapter and my advisors pushing me and helping me to reach my goals and be the best I can be, I wouldn't have ever been a state officer. And I know that I've developed personal skills and public speaking abilities and things that without this great opportunity I wouldn't ever have.
I think the career development events have personally helped me the most because it's really helped me step out of my shell and kind of help me realize my skills, and it's kind of paved the path for my future. So it's really helped me discover who I am and what I'm capable of.
Probably being a state officer. I've learned so much about not only agricultural education, but also who I am as a person. So my 2 years as a state officer has been invaluable.
To let the younger generations know what agriculture is about and what it does for the world.
I think we need agricultural education because a lot of kids are slacking responsibilities because a lot of people don't get the opportunity to grow up on a farm or see what hard work is. And agriculture education shows you what hard work and how your hard work pays off.
Yes, I think agricultural education is important because it's become high tech like every other career. Computers are engaged in all aspects of our equipment, from the sprayers to the combines, tractors, trucks, and then just the science end of it with the genes for the seeds that produce better and yield better crops based on crop conditions, the chemicals, all of it. So yes, agricultural education is important.
Yes, definitely, especially because right now we're having problems with Department of Labor, and it's an issue because students may not be able to work in agriculture unless their parent is having them work for it. Say you wouldn't be able to work for your grandfather or for an aunt or an uncle or for anybody unless you were directly related to the parents. And also you wouldn't be able to work in feed stores until you're 18. And this is a problem especially for urban kids who want to get out there and work, and without these experiences they wouldn't be able to. And I know especially, I know without FFA I wouldn't be involved in half the stuff I am today, and I definitely wouldn't be the individual that I am.
To teach people, future generations, what to do, how to raise their own stuff.
We most definitely need agricultural education. Agriculture is the #1 industry in the United States and in Ohio, so it's definitely something we need to continue. Otherwise, our country won't be as prosperous and viable.
Agriculture is the foundation of America. It's what our industries rely on. We need to eat, we need clothing, we need fuel, we need fiber. So if we don't educate others about that, how will that continue and grow in the future? How could we continue to provide for the growing population if people don't understand agriculture?
Oh, sure, because somebody taking that education is going to come up with the ideas so we keep feeding the world.
Yeah, agricultural education is totally gonna affect the future. It's gonna have to, because if we don't have people that know what they're doing out there and raising the food that the world needs to survive, we're not going to. So yes, agricultural education totally play a big role in the future of both America and the world. USA.
Future of agriculture is dependent on young people getting engaged and educated in the field. Don't know how any of us can survive without eating, without food. So we better hope there's somebody that knows how to produce it and be very efficient with it, because urban sprawl and all these other things that have gobbled up some of our farm ground, you would think that there's far fewer farmers around now, but they're bigger operations. But we need ground to raise those crops on, and somebody raise those animals. And if we're going to rely on or depend on exports, then we're going to pay higher food prices, and then we have to worry about food safety. So yes, we need to make sure we have young people getting engaged in the industry and getting education.
Yes, because you always need any kind of agriculture to survive.
Absolutely. If we don't have funding for agricultural education, if we don't have good educators that are teaching our students, then it's going to suffer in the future. You know, there could be a potential food shortage if, you know, if we don't educate them and they don't understand and they don't pursue careers in agriculture. That could be a huge downfall. But on the flip side, if we do a good job of educating, think about, you know, how much closer our communities could be. If everybody understood where their food came from, it would be so much better than it is now. We wouldn't have to fight organizations like HSUS because they don't understand. Everybody would know. So I think that's up to us as potential educators and advocates for agriculture.